All right, what's your impression after driving it?
Can I trade my car in?
Your car's pretty fast though. They make almost the same horsepower.
Yeah, but it's rear-wheel drive. I get no traction up front. I need to get an LSD or something.
Yeah, this car does hook pretty good.
But they weigh about the same.
Really?
And we're making about the same power. These weigh what, like 32?
I have no idea.
I think it's pretty heavy, something like that.
Yeah, they're in the 3s for sure. Cause I saw like a gutted one on YouTube that was like really light, like under 3.
Under 3. Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
like 27.
They're heavy as hell, which is surprising because the car is so small, but it's really wide.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But mine, I don't know. I love the way mine looks. This seems a lot more fun. You get sideways, and all of a sudden,
yeah, it's way fun.
Fun factor of the car.
We should show them. We should show them the anti-lag stuff that we just set up.
Oh yeah, do it. Let's do this.
Okay, so on the outside here, this is boost, and on the inside, that's air-fuel ratio. But go ahead and show them what it does. Jeez Louise.
That's
crazy.
That's awesome.
So it makes like 8 or 10 pounds of boost.
Yeah.
8 or 10 pounds of boost, and yeah, throws fire. Here, we'll show you the cool part, the fire part. You want to show them again?
Ready?
Okay, hold on. All right, go for it. Dude, you should have told me not to stand so close. Are my eyebrows intact? I don't really know.
It's a good look.
There's barbecue around here. Anyway, this thing's super fun. I hope you can at least kind of here. Give me a couple revs.
All right.
Give me a couple revs. You guys can kind of hear what it sounds like with the new exhaust. Customer's coming to get it today, so I can't do much more with it. I think it sounds pretty good. The D-cell fuel cutoff is a little aggressive, but I really like the popping when you shift, pa, 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 shift, pa, pa, pa. I don't know, I just like the way it sounds. So I went ahead and kind of left it like that. But, man, maybe after I finish the RSX, I'll have to get one of these to play with, because it's been just way too much fun to drive, so. I can't even get him out of the driver's seat. He's trying to just go somewhere else. No, yeah, right, I don't think so. I'll go to the right, and then we're gonna go left on that street. Have you ever driven a turbo car before?
No.
No?
That's my first time.
Oh my gosh. Right here, go left. Oh my gosh. What? Don't worry about it. They live there. We get afraid every time we drive by here because we see the police cars, but. Uh-oh. Clutch. Yeah. I think it's the clutch. Yeah. Yeah, in the higher gears the clutch will slip more than in the lower gears. What do you think? It was worth it, the turbo? Hey, okay. You guys remember the RSX that I picked up a week or two ago? Or just before the holidays anyway? Well, I'm back at the house and it's literally just been sitting here. I was working on the Z project as you saw, and you know, you gotta get work done first. But now that that's kind of done and I have a break, I'm gonna try to get the car started up and running, which I think just takes a jump start. Once I get it running, I'm gonna drive it carefully to the shop, and then I can finally wash the dirt off and really look through the car and see what I got. I mean, it might be a total piece of crap, or it might be a diamond in the rough. You kind of never know. So let's go ahead and get this thing started right now. Okay, that took the jumper box and the jumper charger, but we got it started. Now let's see if we can successfully road trip this thing to the shop. As far as I can tell, the suspension on the back right corner is super blown out, but the brakes work and the gas works, so I think we can get there. Holy crap, I can hear water splashing around in the back trunk. Oh my goodness. It's kind of crazy, like if you notice I'm going straight down the road, but look at the steering wheel. Well, I made it to the shop without any problems other than the brakes squeak like crazy and this car is super embarrassing. Look at the dirt on this thing, dude. Seriously? It's so bad. Well, now that we got the car to the shop, it's time to, you know, face reality and get back to my regular job, which is helping other people with their cars. And this week I got this little EF hatchback. You know, I love these cars. They're super fun to work on. They're old, but they're very easy to work on. And he has a couple of motors, which I haven't seen in a long time. He's got a pair of ZC motors. And you might have seen them in the video when we went to pick them up. But basically, one is blown up and one is good. So I'm changing a bunch of parts over. And I'm going to stick it back in this sort of messy engine bay. And in the process, I'm probably going to try to clean up whatever I can. He doesn't really need the AC. It doesn't work. There's like a big hole over here anyway. So since he doesn't need all that, we're going to yank it out and try to clean things up and make sure all his wiring's intact. He's got no check engine lights, and that the car basically runs and functions as good as it can on the stock CC. And then I'm going to give it back to him. And as soon as he's ready, he'll come see me when he wants to go turbo, which will be, you know, hopefully sometime in the future. But for now, let's go ahead and I don't know. I guess we'll go ahead and figure out what needs to go, what needs to stay, and start cleaning this up a little bit, because it's always better to start with a clean slate.
Account holder's social security number.
Only this guy would have an infinity black card.
Account holder's date of birth.
You already know. Put in.
JB4 upgrade.
Hey, Bluetooth, everything. Oh, look.
All done.
All done.
Why are you always roping in me into helping you mess up your brand new Infinity?
Because you're my best friend, right?
All the boost. So what does this allow you to do? So we just put a new circuit board in here.
Put a new circuit board, added the Bluetooth. So
we added some pins in here for this thing, added the Bluetooth.
So this is the old board. It's just basically a really limited board.
Right.
So this was like the first initial beta project when the first Infinity came out. So this new board, which I installed,
all we care is how much boost will the new one do.
It smooths out my power band. I can do better boost by gear. It's gonna fix a lot of jerkiness in my car.
Okay.
And either I can daily drive on stock map. I can turn up to 7 pounds.
Oh, and you can do it in the car Bluetooth on your phone.
On my phone, on a car at the same time.
Dope.
Just all the same.
3,000. Okay, hit it. Not too bad though, like at least we made a little bit more horsepower, so
And it,
that's pretty good. Okay, now that it's here, it's time to like do my first like preliminary inspection. Basically, I want to kind of go through and just address it all. I want to see the good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, kind of see what I'm dealing with. I'm pretty sure I heard water in the trunk, so I'm gonna have to go back there. I'm terrified to see like what kind of sea creatures might be living in my trunk water. It's just crazy. But there's also a lot of suspension problems and braking issues, and there's check engine lights, and the list is long. But today I'm gonna put it up and down on the lift. I'm gonna kind of do my own, whatever, call it like a 100-point inspection or something. I'm just gonna look at everything I can and try to assess like what I need to deal with first. And if I feel like the car is in good enough condition today, I might try to get a baseline dyno. Because I mean, wouldn't you kind of want to know, like when you first bought a project car, like what did I start with? Like where was I when I very first started? You know, what did it make? Well, other than being dirty at first glance, like most of the sensors appear to be like plugged in and intact. So the harness doesn't appear to be altered or broken really anywhere that I can see so far. A lot of times when you get a check engine code, it's something simple like maybe an O2 sensor. I'm not really sure what I've got going on this one yet until I pull the codes. I definitely could hear like some belt squeaking and like some crazy stuff. Could just be that the alternator's been sitting so long that the oxidation is making it, you know, sound crazy, or the bearing's starting to go. I don't know. I mean, it's got power steering fluid. That seems to be okay. I have no idea if the AC works. I mean, it wouldn't normally matter, but Texas does get pretty dang hot. And what else? I guess that's about it for the engine bay. The battery is super dead. I need to get a new one of those. Look, it comes with a free wasp nest. Exciting. Okay, well, one of the first things is all the tires are super low on air, so I'm gonna put some air in the tires, and then the back right hand strut looks like maybe it's just blown out. And I was lucky enough to have a customer just give me a pair of Coney yellow shocks that were sitting at his house for the last 6 years from when he used to have an RSX. But now he's moved on to much fancier cars. It's the guy with the Q50. Anyway, I have them, so maybe I'll just switch out the rear struts real quick and see if that fixes the ride height problem. So maybe I'll do that. Put some air, fix the struts real quick, and try to find where that water is inside the car. Okay, I'm getting ready to set up to pull the wheel and get to that strut on this side, and I found it. Remember how I was driving yesterday, guys, and I said that I heard water? Well, it's right here. I have like an entire pond full of water, so. Okay, so I got the struts out, and visually I can't really tell a difference, so I'm not exactly sure why the one side was sitting so low. But if you take a look at the actual setup here, I've got them laid out, and they look, I mean, as far as I can tell, pretty much identical in length. I don't see any actual difference. So my next assumption is that either there's a suspension geometry issue, or the one strut is actually so blown that it's leaving all the pressure on the spring only, causing it to sag. So time to get that new box of Coneys out and switch them over. really like these shocks like a lot. This is man, it just makes me happy. I've had these on a couple different cars and I've just never been disappointed. I know there's a lot of different suspension out there, and certain suspension seems to work better for different purposes in different cars. But man, these things have never let me like down. Either with like adjustable coilover or with like a a progressive rate spring, like like this one. I'm pretty excited. Also, Konies are really cool in this way that maybe not everybody knows, but if you can see, there's this ring right here, and you can move it up or down. So you can move your ride height like about 1 inch lower or higher than on like a factory strut. So I can actually go lower on the rear if I want, without really having to do anything. Okay, we got them on. Check it out. They look a little bit better and cleaner in there. Still got other issues to deal with, but at least those are on for now. So we are gonna put the wheels back on and see if the ride height changed at all. I think it's gonna be just a hair lower.
Hey, check it. Put the place up. Put my face up. Why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you slapped me in the back.
Alright, so now that the wheels are back on, I'm ready to stick it on the dyno and see, what kind of horsepower it's making. But it's already making some interesting noises, and the car's up to temperature, and the fan came on and it threw a bunch of leaves out of the fan shroud, so it sounds kind of strange. I did check the oil. It seems like it's healthy enough to make a dyno pull, but your guess is as good as mine. Let's just see what it does. This should be interesting. Okay, just as I thought, it was a little shaky, making some crazy noises, and it did not make a ton of horsepower, but we got 146.5 on the second pull, and that's a little bit better. I went ahead and checked some of the engine codes, and there was just one thing. It says I got a bad knock sensor, so I will probably go grab one of those maybe tomorrow and pop it in, and then I can make another dyno, and maybe it'll actually make the horsepower it's supposed to. The engine doesn't actually sound too bad, but it just hasn't been ran for a while, and we probably need to put some fresh gas in it and who knows what else. But anyway, it's a good start and I'm excited to have it. So at least the motor's running, and it does sound like, it sounds okay. We'll fix some of these problems, kind of go from there. But well, I think that's good enough for this video, so we'll see you guys next time.